Ah, what up, man?
Holy shit, I accidentally just clicked out of Discord and then got back right in when you were saying my name. So this worked out very nicely.
Hey.
He's not. Well, I got scared. I got scared I was gonna have to live up to that deal, and I didn't know how much money I receive in something like that, or if I'm just supposed to enjoy the experience. I don't know. I know because you told me before the show. That's the info I have. But let me fill everybody in. They have been banned from all of their titles since 2012. Ooh. They've had them removed. Because the NCAA denied their appeal, correct?
Well, they were paid, and apparently that's wrong and evil.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. How are you muted? That doesn't make any sense. So we're sitting there like, you and your soundboard, man, come on.
They straight up can't hear you.
Just like Louisville, you got vacated from the feed.
Yeah, you can hear me because I'm trying to buy time.
Oh, they can hear me and your entry and TJ.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Wow, well then I'll have to inform everybody that he...
Hello?
5 points 5 points is trying to fix his fucking audio problem.
Okay, it looks like he got.
All right, yes,
he
finally.
He got him.
So they
There we
didn't
go.
not even hear
We
the
good.
fuck. They didn't even hear the fucking intro. Holy shit! God damn it! That was
Voice is
gold
bad.
too.
He got
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm embarrassed now. Bald Jew is finally smart. Yeah, I know. It's like you can't have both, can you? Oh my gosh. I apologize. This is the fourth stream this has happened. Thanks, Will
the
be the
fire
bassist,
behind you?
my sponsor, just saying bald my eyes over and over again. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the goddamn dumpster fire, which is so appropriately named, featuring your favorite sports assholes. That's right, I'm 5 Points Vids, and we formed the Voltron of shit boasting. Let's go ahead and announce the starting lineup tree.
I'm the guy doing the fucking beatboxing shit.
Let's pretend that
was
we
trying to
didn't do
buy
this
time,
earlier.
shit.
Next, Brandon Perna, a.k.a. That's Good Sports. Say hi, fucker.
Hi, fucker.
Thank you. And TJ.
You're welcome.
Are
I
you
like
there?
that guy, fucker.
TJ.
Sounds like an honest man.
What up?
There.
See,
He made
How
it.
you guys
the
doing?
bad thing about this is everybody is not going to realize that TJ was late, and he should be shamed for not being on time.
He should be embarrassed. What were you
I
doing?
was
Teaching
teaching
again?
non-impressionable minds. I was shaping the youth of tomorrow. Give me a
Oh yeah,
break.
he was too busy teaching kids to learn a craft in a dying fucking medium.
He was
Hey,
shaving.
that's the life of an adjunct substitute. Get it right,
Yeah.
guys. Stop. I'm gonna go to bat to TJ here. I was in one of those journalism classes, and look how well that turned out for me. That's all I'm just saying.
Look at all of us. Really. All
I
right.
am drunkenly shit posting at 9 o'clock at night with 3 other dudes.
That's right.
For those who are wondering, the first class that we teach in journalism school is fake news. How to be fake and how to trick everybody else.
So
Sounds about right.
is Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
the instructor there? How does that work?
No, it's straight up. It's Wolf Blitzer.
Oh,
King
yes.
of fake
Yeah.
news.
And who else is the Brian Williams is the other guy, right?
Right.
I
Yeah.
was there. No.
Brian Williams.
Brian Williams seems to be the special guest. I think he may have been in one of my classes about media ethics, about teleportation cloning. I think that was him.
Bill O'Reilly is also a nice
Yes.
person to follow.
He's such a modicum of truth, that Bill O'Reilly, and him and Bill Maher. I could everything that they say, I believe. Absolutely.
Yes.
At least Bill Maher's entertaining. Well, I guess you could say Bill O'Reilly's entertaining too.
He
but
is.
just in a
He's just
completely
in a
different
Gordon
way.
Ramsay kind of way, you know. All right. So, hey, it's been an excruciatingly slow sports month, other than Louisville getting banned from their championships, which just happened today. And yeah, not much is going on. We have the Olympics, which nobody's watching. We're still far off from March Madness. No football. So what do we do? So I think what we need to do is invent a sport for February. And so you guys are going to help me do this. So here are the games that I have invented to fill the void for the next 2 weeks. Tell me which one we should do. Competitive shitting, which should happen right after a competitive eating contest.
That's interesting. What is how do you score that? Is it based on efficiency? Is it based on size? Is it based on mess? Is it based on how much toilet paper is used? How much water is needed to flush the shit? I think I just answered how you actually do the whole event.
I think it is a 10-point system that Brandon just laid out. But I had a friend who once swore that he could shit an 8 pound, he could shit 8 pounds until he actually saw a baby. He was like, that baby's 8 pounds. And he's like, no way I could shit 8 pounds.
You don't shit it out your butt, though. You got to shit it out of a different area.
Yeah.
The real craft is in learning to shape your shit into certain objects.
Like a 3D printing with your
And that's
anus? Is that what you're...
Yeah, that's what separates the Olympic level shitting athletes from just your average Joe.
So you can shit like a toy poodle, Brandon?
Right. like a clown balloon artist.
That's right. A balloon knot artist is what you would be.
Do you have to lick it before you shape it, like a clown?
No, I think the criteria is that there's no lip to shit.
Yeah, that is just disgusting.
Oh, you got to do it with your butt. Exclusively with your butt.
It's all
disgusting.
sphincterness. That's right. All right, the second. I think this one's gonna win, but I was gonna say Twister with animals. Maybe the next sport we could play to fill the void. I don't know.
Twister like there's a goat that you're competing against?
Yeah. Like you just actually it's a twister, right? But it's in an arena filled with whatever animal you choose. So then you would just have to play Twister and try to win against another opponent, like in a pig pen.
Oh, so you're trying to stay on the green circle while like some wild boar gets ready to ram you.
Yes, or rape you. Either one. That's the fun of it.
Whoa.
Me, okay. I would go with either mental gymnastics or battle royale.
Okay, what do you mean?
Battle royales fight to the death, 50 people going to random. It's like those hip new games out there. A bunch of people go in a random area, you grab stuff and you kill each other, and the last one that survives wins life. And then mental gymnastics are just trying to stretch out the truth. Just trying to cherry pick your own narrative and doing everything in your power to make it so more inane and ridiculous.
Our audit's coming up, so we're doing all this prep for that.
Yeah.
And we also have a state suddenly out of nowhere. We have our state audit just kind of popped up, so we've been down at the state.
What the fuck is that?
Everything possibly
are you doing
that could go on.
An interview
is going on in the next month and a half.
All right.
So you gotta get my job is to.
Should we mute DJ? God damn it.
There's a lot of issues we have. We're filling holes. We're kind of redoing our systems in a lot of ways.
Let's just listen in. Hold on. This stream is already a disaster.
Oh, there he
fucking now he finally mutes it.
Dumpster fire.
Total
dumpster fire.
I was gonna say the butt plug championships would be the last sport. What do you guys
Premium content, ladies and gentlemen. Give us your super chat for $50, please.
I mean, say it
supports all this bullshit.
Listen, we're talking about shaping shit with our anuses. Yes, we do read the chat, Blue Dino Viper.
Shape shitters.
Yeah.
Shape shitters.
But we're talking about making a toy poodle out of your anus. That is amazing content right there.
That's art.
So for real,
Shitters coming this February on Sci-Fi.
Exactly. I think the Twister game would be better if instead of animals and humans, you should just make it all humans, but it can only be played by racists, and they have to play all different races have to play against each other. I think nothing would be better than watching them be uncomfortable around what they supposedly hate.
So you want Donald Sterling in there and those Chicago Blackhawk fans that yelled basketball at Devontae Smith-Pelly, you want them
every kind of racist there is
against the people.
And you have them play Twister against each other.
So racist Twister. Okay. I'll set that up. You go out and find the racists. And I'll handle the rest. All right, let's talk about sports here. I'm actually juiced for Team USA, the women, to take on the Canadians in hockey. I'm actually more interested in the women because of the men. The men aren't probably going to do anything better than LeBron. So do you guys have any thoughts on women's hockey? Can you name a single
did you say
player?
LeBron's playing for the Americans in hockey?
Yes, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Dick.
I want to know. All right, can any of you three name a single player on the women's national hockey team?
I only know this because one of the players plays for the Pens, Amanda Kessel.
Oh,
that's the only one.
Is that Phil Kessel's sister?
Mm-hmm.
Is she fat and disheveled all the time like Phil Kessel?
Dude, don't talk about the unkempt Ed Sheeran like that. That man is a fucking icon. I don't want to hear
How does he skate so fast? He looks like he just ate an entire 12 dozen of donuts and then he is flying down the ice.
That's what makes him awesome. It's why people like Bartolo Colon, Kevin Youkilis and all those other guys are the great everymen of sports.
That's right. Yes, he is the
Caleb Barnes.
He's the Roy Nelson of hockey, is what he is. Definitely. So anyways, I'm jazzed to see that game. So did any of you watch the Daytona 500?
No. God, no.
I glanced at it and I saw that Danica Patrick wrecked, which I am not surprised. Because Danica Patrick. Her career has crashed. Please do not attempt to restart the program. If you are Aaron Rodgers, please delete DanicaPatrick.exe from your software drive immediately.
So
I can think of every time somebody mentions Danica Patrick is dating Aaron Rodgers is whether or not Danica Patrick is a kinky sex freak like Olivia Munn was.
She does not look it. It looks sad.
Seems like she'd be a bitch in the bedroom.
Yeah. But I did have a friend that ran into her. He said that she's like 4 feet tall and a knockout. Like, she was stunningly attractive when he saw her. Which, you know.
She's kind of bow-legged, though, isn't she? She walks like she's been riding a horse for the last 20 years.
Wow.
Maybe she has been riding horses.
Yeah, Aaron is up in there now. That's right.
It was Brad Keselowski. Maybe Brad Keselowski has a huge chassis.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul Dana was laying it down.
Really likes that.
Uh-huh. Actually, the last time I watched the Daytona 500 was the one Dale Earnhardt died in. So, for the safety of NASCAR, I have not watched since.
You're bad luck.
I know.
You're the worst
All right.
luck.
Let's read our, hold on. Oh. Let's read our one super chat here so far. Vacant is doing pretty great. Not only, this is from H King 5. Vacant is doing pretty great. Not only is he WWE Cruiserweight Champion, he is now the 2013 NCAA Men's Basketball Champion. Hi there, everyone. Okay, so it's a WWE reference. And now he's the winner of the 20... I get it. So it's like a person. Oh, that was clever. That was clever.
I don't know what's
I
happening.
think my brain is broken.
What is happening?
Vacant also won the NCAA, the year USC won the championship, right? Same year.
I see a lot of Mike Glennon comments.
Yeah, well, he's an attractive man, that Mike Glennon. All right,
Mike Glennon, $15 million a year.
It's got a
LOL.
neck for the ages, man.
he does, dude. He's like this. Sorry, you guys can't see it until now. All right, before we get into the next segment, I do want to say, hey, TJ, I want to give a huge shout out to Phantom on Facebook, and you can see here, I've got the link, I've got the little page up, and I'm going to throw this into the group chat. I want everyone to check out Phantom, which... Oops.
Whoa, how much did TJ pay you for that?
Because, well, nothing's official, but, you know.
He gave you $5. He better give you $5 in super chat.
Maybe,
that's all I can say.
Oh, Righty and Jones, you look like Mike Glennon. That's nice. Maybe at some point.
A day in flesh,
Yes,
Brandon.
that's right. Maybe I'll be throwing up content in there at some time soon in the future. But I know that TJ and Brandon are on there because they said pigeon fuck porn live on their last movie, which was hilarious.
Said it live on network television, everybody.
Yes, live
Nobody
on
can stop
network
us.
television. No one can stop us. All right, so everyone check out Phantom, like it on Facebook. All right, now it's time for the new segment of the show. This one is for Brandon, just for him, you special bastard. It's called "Who is a Better Bronco Fan?" And since TJ is also
I'm going to sit here and watch the death unfold.
And since TJ is also a Bronco fan, we're going to pit the two of you bastards against each other with some progressively esoteric trivia.
Here's the interesting thing, though, is TJ is not a Broncos fan, really.
Really?
He's from Arkansas. But the reason TJ may have an edge here is he is significantly smarter than I am and has a memory that works. So
you're saying TJ doesn't smoke weed? What you're saying?
I don't know. I haven't asked him, but I think his brain cells function at a much higher level than mine.
I dabble in marijuana.
Yeah, every once in a while. It's legal. All right. So whoever wins gets to teabag the loser. Or the winner in this case. I don't know.
It's like a lose-lose situation, but rules are rules, guys.
That's right. I mean, you got to think of it as a win-win. You're so negative. You're such a pessimist, Brandon. Come on. All right, so this is the way it works. We have 3 rounds. We go easy, medium, and hardest. So I ask you, both of you, the easy question. If you both get it right, we go to medium. If you both get that right, and then we all get hard. All right.
Okay.
And once we're at the hard stage, you go back and forth. And yeah, all right. Audience, you can feel free to participate with the answers on the chat. No cheating from you guys.
Also, what do we have to do? Do we have to type in the answer? Or
No. Say it out loud. Just say it out loud.
Okay.
We're going to do this in turn.
Okay.
So, Brandon, why don't you pick who goes first, whether it's TJ or you?
Yeah, TJ goes first.
All right. All right. These are the easy questions. TJ, what was John Elway's number?
What? Say it again.
What was John Elway's number?
7.
If it's not tattooed on your hand in front of you so that you can look as a Denver resident, you should be banned. All right. Brandon, what was Terrell Davis's number?
30.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. All right, we've graduated to medium. All right, looks like the audience is participating. All right.
Somebody said 5. Shame on you, Northern Rebel.
Yeah, that's bad. All right. Medium question for you, TJ. What was Mark Schlereth's nickname?
Stink.
Oh my god.
That was easy. That should have been an easy. And then Brandon, who owns the Broncos?
Right now?
Yes.
Nobody really.
Right.
But Pat Bowen's trust.
Oh man, you're good. Oh, I thought I'd get you. I thought I'd get you to trip up in the medium part. I guess that brain isn't completely fried. All right, now we're going to the hard questions. TJ, how big is Von Miller's penis? I'm kidding. It's huge. All right, TJ, this one's gonna be tough though. Which Denver Bronco legend unretired his number so Peyton Manning could have number 18? No cheating.
Who? The Floyd something. Floyd Little.
Brandon, do you know for a chance to steal?
I know Floyd Little was number 44. Who? Oh shit! I should know this. Pretty sure I talked about it in a video.
I see. Oh, yeah, we got some. Don't look at the chat. God damn it.
Hold on. Give me a second.
God damn it. You guys, you're failing. All right. That was a hard question though.
Frank
Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Frank Tripucka.
Yeah,
Frank
there you
Tripucka.
go. Fucking A, man. Took you guys long enough. All right, let me go through the rest of the questions, see if any of you can get them. God damn it. So I guess, I don't know, I guess technically, two-pack. I guess technically Brandon wins this time. Because
he knew Frank Tripucka?
Yes. Once you bust, you're out.
That's right.
So, all right, TJ though, what number pick in the first round was Tim Tebow?
He was 18, I believe, right?
Wow, you smoke a lot of weed. It was 25. That is a pretty
25?
hard question. Yes. Yeah, he was a 25th
That was tough.
pick.
I thought it was either 22 or 25. I couldn't remember.
This one's really hard for you, Brandon.
I think Johnny Manziel was like 22 or 23.
Yep. For you, Brandon, in 2005, the Broncos had 2 1,000-yard rushers on the same team. Name them.
In 2005?
Yep. Let's see if the crowd can get this one.
Is it Olandis Gary
Clinton
and Mike Anderson?
Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis and Olandis Gary?
Oh, you got
Clinton
one
Portis
of them
and
right.
Mike Anderson.
Mike Anderson, and you're going to blow your mind. It was Tatum Bell was the other.
Tatum Bell. The fucking Tatum.
Gosh, I thought you guys would get really much farther than this. I have like 4 more questions. What college did Andy Janovich attend? Who knows that?
Janovich?
Nebraska. Nebraska.
Who said that? Was
Brandon.
that Brandon,
the king of
All
Broncos.
Right. This one you will never get. These last 2, if you made it this far, I probably would have let you teabag both of you teabag me.
What is it?
Excluding Kyle Orton, name one of the 3 players the Broncos ended up for in the Jay Cutler trade.
Wait, say that again?
So, excluding Kyle Orton, who did the Broncos get for Jay Cutler?
Oh, God. They got more than just Kyle Orton?
Yeah, they got 3 draft picks.
Oh, what did they use with those picks?
There's no way you would get these. It'd be Richard Quinn, Robert Ayers, and Alfonso Smith.
Alfonso Smith was the only one I was going to get, but I couldn't remember his name.
All right. And then the last one. Name 2 of the Green Bay defenders that hit John Elway in the helicopter spin in Super Bowl 32.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, but I just saw that play on This Is Us. You guys watch that show on NBC, This Is Us?
Yes, while the dad was dying, of course.
Yeah, they had the helicopter play in that episode.
They did.
You know, Brandon, you kind of look like the dead dad on us.
I was just about to say that. So the guy died and became Brandon.
That's my future.
It was LeRoy Butler and Mike Pryor.
Went back into the film.
LeRoy Butler and who else?
Mike Pryor.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
All right, let's clear out some super chats before we go to the next segment. Don't Feed Phil. Thoughts on the dismantlement of the Tampa Bay Rays? Maybe move them to Montreal. I thought the Rays, didn't they just get a new stadium? Or they got an earmarked or the land for it, right?
Well, they got the land. I think, like, the money's the issue right now. They're placing it, I think, in Ybor City. But, like, the money's going to be the issue. Like, how much is Sternberg going to put in, or is he going to ask the government to put in a shitload of money?
Well, that's what
That's the key.
Do, right?
But they're blowing everything up. I mean, to be fair, that's probably the best because, like, there's no way they're competing with Boston or New York Yankees right now. And technically, the Orioles and Yankees should do the same.
Just give up?
Just saying. Or Orioles and Blue Jays. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the Rays have been bad for a long time, and they got rid of Longoria. I think they're just, but they are gonna they are gonna stay in Tampa. So, next one, John Cena. How far will Vegas make it in the playoffs, and when will the Expos and the Nordiques come back? Keep up the good work. I love you. So I think he's saying keep up the good work, and that's a pretty strong word.
Montreal's going to need a new stadium. That's going to be the key. I mean, there's no way they're going back to Olympic Stadium. They are no way, shape, or form going back to that cavern.
Yeah, but didn't we do this once already in Montreal? Like, come on.
Well, they were fucked over by MLB and Jeffrey Loria. That was their big thing.
They did kind of do it.
Like, Gloria gutted that organization. Gutted it.
I think the Nordiques do come back. I mean, that's why they paved the way for that expansion with Vegas, right? And how far do you think the Knights go? I think they go to the conference finals. I think they do. This is me.
It's a bold prediction, Cotton.
Yeah, I like John Marchessault in battery. He's my favorite player.
Well, they were huge beneficiaries of the revised expansion rules. I mean, the other expansion teams that came in didn't get nearly the amount of players, like high-profile players, that the Knights got.
Yeah, I mean, they started with a 2-time Stanley Cup winner in net. Like, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I think also, like, they also benefited from Florida being really stupid. And I mean really stupid.
Right. Letting Marchessault, or where did Marchessault come from? Vancouver?
Florida.
They
They had them take Riley Smith. They would give him if they took Marchessault. And they got their head coach, who they fired because the computers didn't like him and made him depart by taxi.
That sounds like everyone's future when computers don't like us and just fire us.
Well, without the taxi, we'll just be thrown into a meat grinder. But.
That's right. And then we have a new sponsor, CLS. Thank you, CLS, for sponsoring the show. That adds to the other awesome sponsors. Like I saw Wilby, I saw Fly Latore there. Thank you for sponsoring the show and allowing me to talk shit and somehow make money from it. I don't get it. All right, keep the show moving. Did you guys see Fergie butcher the national anthem?
Yes.
And
I saw like 5 seconds of it, and then I'm like, nope.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta get the players' faces.
Oh,
You're gonna get the Draymonds.
you see by the dawn's early light.
Yeah, it's like that.
When did Ethel Merman sing the anthem? That's a really esoteric reference.
Yeah, was she trying to sound like a
Fergie can't sing anyway. She killed the the Black Eyed Peas. Now she's killing everything else.
Yeah. That's the guy from Blackish, like crying. Hold on. She's attractive. I mean, she looks the part.
A lot of people can look the part.
Hold on, let me turn up the audio and see if we can get. I can't do it. Oh, it's terrible. She's bad. She's bad, but
I think my favorite joke that I saw was that even Colin Kaepernick was like, "Come on, Fergie, you got to respect the flag."
yeah, that's disrespectful to the anthem. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to take a knee just in awe of how horrible that is.
Can you guys think of a worse rendition though?
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne, yeah.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis was my pick. No, you know what I like is this one. Hold on. This chick sang the anthem on ice and then messed up and then fell on the ice.
I think there's even a Rebecca Black version of it somewhere.
Here it is. Yes, this chick forgets the words. Hold on. Oh, she was trying to sing the anthem and then she just falls.
Oh, I remember that.
And then she comes back out and then just busts her ass. Poor girl. I'd hit it. Anyways. All right. So now it's your turn, Tree. Can you hear me, you guys?
Yes. Yes, sir. I
We
can most definitely hear you.
We have a new segment here, which is we're going to do a March Madness bracket. And today is an early selection Sunday, and we're going to do the 16 worst owners in all of sports. And we're going to do the first 8 today, and then next week we're going to do the next 8, and then over the coming weeks until March Madness, we're going to have these owners fight until we have the worst owner in all of
We'll
sports.
throw it to fan vote.
That's
How's
right.
that?
Yes, and it'll be fan voted on, and we'll decide who the most scumbag fucking owners are in the world. Oh, they're already early action in on Spanos here as number one. Spanos Crunky right there. Combination.
I think
CLS.
I think you have to take Spanos out of it because we know that he's gonna win.
I don't know. You guys will be interested. To
I don't
see
know.
what
There's
Tree's
some
got.
tough competition for them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
I think
So
I gave a tough opponent for week 1. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. All right. So
Like, Jim
Tree.
Irsay doesn't even get a mention.
What's that?
Jim Irsay doesn't even get a mention.
We'll see what
Jim Irsay?
Tree's selecting the field. So we'll
Like,
see.
dude, I it was tough to pick 16 because there were just so many different like bad owners, like in so many different ways. So that's why it was hard.
That's
Like
what she
Irsay
said.
didn't even make like the final cuts. Like you're looking at final cuts, you're looking at like, Peter Angelos and Michael Jordan, Fred Wilpon. You're looking at like those kind of guys.
Yeah, Derek Jeter. Somebody said Derek Jeter on the chat.
Oh, does that
Jeter has
count?
totally fucked the Marlins. Just totally fucked.
Yes, he's yikes.
He could win Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, McCaskey didn't make it either.
Wow.
But, all right, well, here we go. Well, I've got 2 divisions in the worst owner tournament. It's several names of some great old owners. First, what I'm going to be mentioning is the Sterling division, named after the glorious Donald Sterling, one of the worst owners in NBA history, notorious racist, just absolute piece of shit. And I have no idea how he lasted that long in the NBA. Fuck it. Also, for the next division, Harold Ballard, the legendary owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Very fascinating figure on how he completely destroyed that organization, raised ticket prices to fucking oblivion. It's just like, it got bad. But, ladies and gentlemen, for the first 8 seats, it's interesting. As I said, it took, I had to pick 16 teams. Owners, teams, whatever. You know what I mean. But it was tough because, like, as I said, like, once you have to figure out everything, you didn't want to miss anyone spectacular or anything along those lines. But here we go. First owner, and should I go 8-1 or 1-8?
I think if we want to go 8-1 is what
8-1. All right. Well, for the Sterling division, number 8. Jed York, the mega douche, owner of the San Francisco 49ers, a man that moved a team 40 miles to Santa Clara for reasons of tax break, and will now probably be blessed with another good team because he got locked into a generational quarterback. But fuck that guy. Seriously, if you look to any of his stuff, he's a total douche and a piece of shit.
Didn't he marry into
him.
the family? Like, he's not even part of the
Bartolos, yeah, I think he's like the daughter's son, I believe.
Yeah, something.
Or he married into the family, either way.
Yeah, something
like he's
that.
CEO of the Niners. Number 7, Mr. Bob Nutting of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's come under serious fire because he really doesn't give a shit, and he allows mediocrity and discontent to reign supreme with the Pirates, and it's especially shown case over the past week because you've got your precious veterans yelling about the lack of accountability and the lack of winning attitude and climate, which I've been bitching about for the past month. But at the end of the day, Nutting doesn't give a shit. He just has his hands off. He's the he's like Crunky. He doesn't give a shit. It's like, meh.
I hate him already.
And now nobody's going to show up at PNC Park. Apparently, home opener isn't even sold out yet, which is alarming. But
bad. It's
going to be rough.
All right.
And it looks like the Canadians lost. Fucking Bergevins, you had one job. Worthless sacks of shit. Okay, well, number 6. I have a good old street shitter Vivek Ranadive of the Sacramento Kings. If you ever watched that video I did on them, very arrogant, meddlesome. Kings are just a total shit show, and he's the main reason for it. He's a guy that had a hard-on for Nick Stauskas in the draft. He compared him to Steph Curry, and he sucked. And then he compared Buddy Hield to Steph Curry, and he also kind of sucks. Yeah, you have Georgios Papagiannis at the 13th overall pick, and then he gets cut like a year and a half later because he sucks. Then you have Vlade Divac as your puppet. It's a total mess.
Yeah.
Number 5. This is one you may not have heard of, but if you're into the baseball circle, especially in Atlanta, Liberty Media. If you're familiar with how they've strong-armed the entire Cobb County, this is a bit of a doozy. They took like $650 million stadium. The taxpayers didn't even get to vote for it. They threw it up to the middle of nowhere, and they've all but gutted the team in some respects. Liberty Media paid for none of it. Like, literally $0. It was a free gift from the government. They've literally just there's more to it than that, but they're not really well-liked in Brave circles. Let's just put it that way. And they're on the target list for a video, but that's, once again, I want to see how this goes further. Number 4, it's your old favorite Dean Spanos. Little said, less the better. It's because the top 3 are pretty bad.
That's a low seed right there.
Well, because, as I said, like, he's more of a buffoon than an arrogant sack of shit. He just moved to Los Angeles because he punted away an opportunity for a new stadium in San Diego for 15 years, and it just, like, it got rough. And then it's like he moved to Los Angeles. The fight for LA, like, from an ownership standpoint, has been a total disaster. It's literally, it's just been a punchline for every single part of the NFL.
Oh, the peanut gallery. Yeah, the audience, they're going nuts. Spanos.
Oh, yeah, like 4. All the roads.
Wow.
Number 3, the top 3 are pretty worthy, and I think they're above Spanos. Number 3, Jimmy Haslam of the Cleveland Browns. And that one's pretty obvious. Corruption charges, meddlesome, totally inept at running a sports team, kept an 0-16 coach, hasn't had a stable management team throughout the time he's been there. He's fired roughly 3 head coaches, 4 general managers, several executives, bunch of different quarterbacks. Like, it's a fucking mess. And unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be another civil war growing between John Dorsey and Hugh Jackson, which will probably turn to head last year. Number 2, Dan Snyder.
Oh,
Washington Redskins.
It's a big one right there.
How stubborn one about feeling off, about being totally stubborn about the Redskin name, the logo, and the Redskins are a total shit show again by, once again, him and Bruce Allen taking away the one guy who was turning around the entire organization, and they called him a drunk to the Washington Post. So you can't make it up. Plus the whole situation with Kirk Cousins, it's a shit show. Number 1 for this division, remember there are 8 more coming. Number 1, James Dolan of the New York Knicks and Rangers. Totally apathetic sack of shit. He cares nothing more than his absolutely terrible house band than his basketball team or his hockey team. Actually, even less of his hockey team. You can thank yourself for that. 5 points, or else he'd be meddlesome as shit. Everything is nothing but a headache with this man. He literally sides with vanity hires like Isaiah Thomas and Phil Jackson, the Zen Master, and that sort of thing. But Dolan, he ain't good. He usually, the only thing he's relevant for is throwing his house band to open for acts at Madison Square Garden, and his band isn't that good. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
Remember, there's also people are gonna bitch, but there are 8 more to come.
That's right.
So like a few of the names that you mentioned in there might be on the other 8. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, that's a strong number 1 seed right there, and he's got a pretty easy first round matchup against who was number 8? I don't know.
Jed York.
Yeah, Jed York. I think he takes him down pretty easily. I'm liking that 4-5 matchup there in the middle. I think Spanos.
Told you Spanos had a tough matchup.
Yeah, I think Spanos is one to watch out for.
3 and 6 is interesting. 2 and 7, I think Snyder edges him out.
I don't know. We'll see. The fans are going to vote. So
they will vote.
That's it. We got the Sterling division set. So next week we'll do the the
Ballard division.
The Ballard division. I think I'm the one with a broken brain here. Yeah, buddy. Speaking. We got another super chat here. Jordan Culberson says the only reason that Mercedes-Benz Stadium was built because the NFL told the city that they wouldn't get another Super Bowl if they kept the Georgia Dome. Wow. Any validity to that?
Yeah, there is.
Oh wow! So they strong-armed them, huh? They were just like.
Well, I mean, that's how the league convinces cities to fund their stadium projects, which are basically just a way to funnel money to the rich guys who own the teams. It's amazing to me that any city at this point would pay money to a professional sports franchise for a stadium. If every city said no, we wouldn't have this problem. But you have cities that are desperate.
Yep, you look at Las Vegas, look at the contract they signed. They've literally mortgaged their entire future to build a stadium for Mark Davis. It's disgusting. And literally, I've that sort of video has been on my bucket list for a long damn time. And there are a lot of owners that want a stranglehold. The Calgary Flames are another one. They want a brand new stadium. They're strong-arming the city, and the city doesn't want it. They want them to pay for the entire damn thing. Like, they'll give them a loan, but they have to pay it back.
It's sort of the Olympics. It's the Olympics model of economics, which has been proven to not work. In fact, the Olympics devastates whatever city or country they go into.
Because the IOC is corrupt as all hell. Look at what happened with Brazil. They allowed FIFA and the IOC to walk all over those countries. They took all of the profit. They got nothing except exposure, and now they have a bunch of empty buildings that collect rust.
Right.
Athens has been abandoned. Sochi, Look at the old photos from Sarajevo back in the mid 1980s. It's nothing but a ghost town.
It's terrible, and it's just all vanity. It's really bad. And to me, though, speaking of vanity, Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks like Megatron's butthole. Like, I think that could win the competitive shitting contest for sure.
It looks like it takes loads instead of gives them. You know what I mean? It needs the Washington Monument in there to show how much it gags.
Butthole. It's not as nice as Jennifer Lawrence's, though.
Pretty sure there's a category on Pornhub for that.
Of buttholes? Or competitive buttholes? All right, so we got about 15 minutes left. I was going to transition to the last segment, to TJ, right here. So this is your segment, Tejas, and it's going to be like a little interview. What I think what the crowd doesn't really know is that TJ actually works in the radio industry, and I guess that's why he has that blue check mark by his name and the Twitter account. I wonder how that process went, by the way, TJ. But I just want to ask you a couple questions about, your capacity in the radio industry. It's something that's really interesting to me, as media is really changing right before our eyes, and it's something that I would never think that I would have even a stream that 300 to 800 people would even think about watching. And now this is how people are consuming sports. But I did want to talk to you, TJ, and get your thoughts on, and your experiences in the radio industry and what you think about how everything's going. So, everybody, welcome TJ Carpenter.
Yeah. So, I mean, where do you want to start? You want to start with?
Well, why don't you first tell me, what's your capacity? How do you work in the radio industry? What are you doing right now? And you mentioned earlier that to me that you don't have a boss. So, sort of explain what you're doing and who you're working with now, and what capacity, and how that's going.
Yeah. So, just some brief background. I covered the Arkansas Razorbacks when I was in Fayetteville, which is where I went to college. It's where I was born and grew up. And so I started covering them when I was in college, and then got a radio show on the ESPN affiliate there. And then about the time I graduated, I got hired in Kansas City about 5 years ago. And I was there. I covered the Chiefs and Royals for about 5 years. And then I came here to Denver and started covering the Broncos. I worked as a night show host in Kansas City. And so I did that. And then I also reported on the Chiefs and Royals. And so I covered the locker rooms for those teams. But all of that was basically just being an employee of Cumulus Broadcasting and Union Broadcasting in Kansas City. Now I work for myself as a contractor, and I co-host the morning show on Mile High Sports Radio here in Denver, 1340 AM if you're ever in town. It's a pretty prevalent magazine. I think our magazine is probably our best property, at least our most well-recognized property, because the cover usually has a pretty notable Denver athlete on the front. We've had Von Miller and John Elway and people like that on the front. But at any rate, I basically I host the morning show alongside Nate Lundy and Sean Drotar, who are actually our employees at Mile High Sports. And I sell a little bit of advertising on the side, and then just keep the money from it. So it's a pretty good deal.
Nice. I had no idea you had such a vast experience that you had your own show. That's pretty awesome. I started off really early, and I was in a market where there wasn't a whole lot of good radio, so it was very easy for me to be a wet behind the ears sophomore in college and just dominate. And by dominate, I mean I really did dominate. I was number one in the state for sports talk radio ratings for 2 years. And this
Kansas
is in
City.
Arkansas? Oh, Kansas City. Okay. I thought I was about to say.
Well,
I thought in Arkansas, if you just have a working transistor, you're at least in the top 3.
It's not that far off. But in Kansas City, I was top rated in nights, but there were some really heavy hitters. Actually, if I'm being totally honest, the sports talk radio in Kansas City is a lot better than it is in Denver. In Denver, it's pretty bland. Nobody really has any opinions on anything. everybody just kind of listens to. I mean, they're kind of stupid listeners in Denver. They just kind of follow whoever's talking about the Broncos, and they don't really think for themselves, which is kind of frustrating. But also, too, it's nicer to have people who are maybe have more stuff going on in their lives than just what's going on with their sports teams. Because people in Denver are career oriented. They care about other stuff. They're more well rounded. People in Kansas City have nothing. All they have are the Royals and the Chiefs, and the failure that comes along with being a fan of either of those two franchises.
Right. So when you're in, when you had those shows, did you notice anything backwards or strange about the industry? Like, was it an odd experience, or was it just, what you thought it would be?
No, I think everybody has this perception that it's really big. Like it's big and it's a big deal. And I mean, to be honest, when you're in it, it doesn't really feel that way. The thing I learned the most about being in Arkansas was that I was a lot better than the people at that level. And I say that because you get a certain level of arrogance about being good at what you do. And then when you move up a level, because I went from market 170, which is where Northwest Arkansas is, to market 36, which is what Kansas City is. And I thought I was hot shit because I was really good at that level. And so I go to Kansas City and nobody gives a fuck about me at all. And that was a huge wake-up call. So if I have to say I learned anything in Kansas City, it was that the other people who are around you that are really good at their job and have been in the industry a long time, not only do they not give a fuck about you, but if they do, they want to destroy you. So like it gets really, really competitive really, really quickly once you get above market 50 or so.
Well, that's what I've noticed about YouTube. It's like none of that is present, and Brandon and Tree can say for sure. I mean, you're just on YouTube and these other media outlets. You are it's you versus the algorithm. Basically, there's no other person that's
YouTube
out to
does.
Right. No one's
YouTube
out to destroy.
Does not give a fuck.
Right.
Well, I mean, YouTube is inadvertently out to destroy you because it's fucking YouTube.
Yeah, they don't want you to succeed, but yeah, I've just noticed about. So, TJ, what did you love about the industry? Like, what did you like about it?
Well, I really loved my ability to just kind of have my freedom to kind of say what I wanted to say. I think television, especially when I first started, is a really regimented, restricted medium. You can't talk for very long. What you say is much more easily taken out of context. It's much more easily distorted.
Yeah, see, I would have fucked up by now. Like, I would have said something on air, like, just stupid as fuck, and I'd be like, Adam has issued an apology now to everyone. And,
Adam, you cannot say you want to fuck the Mercedes Dome. We have told you this several times.
Oh, yeah, that freaking Mercedes Dome.
Right. Like in radio, you don't have to worry about any of that shit. You can just kind of say what you want.
I think that's why
DJ is also a fan of the free lunches you get when you work in radio.
There are a lot of those. That's true.
All right, and this is probably the juiciest question. Who are the biggest jerks in radio that you can say? That you can say.
Dish.
Well, I mean, you could say that about most sports talk guys.
I mean, like here in Denver, I haven't really come across anybody who's a huge asshole yet. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've heard certain things about certain people. I can't speak firsthand about them. But, I don't know. In the national scene, people who you would know of, like Colin Cowherd, is an enormous asshole. He's a huge dick.
Really?
He doesn't like people beneath him. He thinks he's better than everybody else. Like that's what he genuinely believes that he is a better human being than you are. And I think that really, really messes with people because he's such a personable guy on the radio. He is the most unapproachable human being on earth.
I disagree. I hate his takes. Everything that he says, I disagree with 180 degrees. Everything. Like I've never met like him and Bayless. I'm just like, do you speak the exact opposite of whatever I'm thinking? Like I can't take it. Like he's terrible.
That guy's just too busy blowing off Skip Bayless, man. Sorry, he's too busy blowing off Jerry Jones. Get him.
Skip Bayless.
What's amazing is that Cowherd started off as this guy who, when he spoke, it was like it felt natural. His uninformed tone made him seem more natural. But he's at the point now where I think people have this level of expectation, like you should have learned something about sports at this point, and you still haven't, and that's a problem for me. When you just talk out of your ass, it comes off now as laziness as opposed to sincerity. And I think that's where he's really gotten fucked, is that he's arrogant about his ignorance, which is the absolute worst kind of host in sports, politics, or anything. And that's where Cowherd is at this point.
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yep. I was just going to say that. What do you think radio, this is the last question, and then we'll go to the remaining super chats and wrap it up. What do you think radio's biggest problem is now in being an entity that covers sports? And do you think that extends to all major media outlets?
I think its biggest issue is its lack of originality. It doesn't think for itself. It is a follower and not a leader in medium, and which is crazy because it was kind of the mold breaker back 25 years ago when sports talk radio really started to take hold nationally. It was a leader. It created the conversation and content and the embrace debate format that we all know and despise now about ESPN. But at this point, like, program directors are so stupid around the country. All they do is they just follow the topic. They say, all right, well, our fans are the way we can get the best ratings is if we talk about Broncos and Denver. Just talk about Broncos. Don't talk about anything else. Don't think for yourself. And also don't veer off the subject at all. Don't be personable in any way, shape, or form, because if you're personable, then you'll become popular. And if you're popular, we'll have to pay you money. And that's how the industry operates. Instead of embracing personality and what's really going to create passionate followings. The best show right now on radio is Dan Le Batard. And Le Batard is so good because he really does embrace the fact that people are there to listen to him and his co-hosts, and they're not there to listen to like Yankees talk or whatever it is that's going on that day. They're not there to listen about LeBron. They're there to listen to Dan Le Batard and Stugotz and what they have to say about any topic. And I think that that's the ultimate goal every host should have, regardless of the medium.
I do like Dan Le Batard. I like Papi. Papi makes it good. And he's like, the Dan Le Batard show on ESPN radio. Yeah, that's a great take. Obviously, I think that, in some ways, radio is getting a lot of heat from guys like us. This format could be the way that sports is. And you see CBS actually came out with an all-streaming sports network. It's called like CBS Headquarters or something, or CBS HQ. And they're trying to read the trend before it happens. And I think we're there. We're ahead of it.
I agree.
Yep.
100%.
All right, from Spencer Young, last super chat of the night. Hot take: the Red Wings should be the AHL team, and the Grand Rapids Griffins should be the NHL franchise. Wow. He's basically throwing the Red Wings under the bus, saying that they're shit.
Well, Wings are pretty fucked in the offseason. Have you seen their cap situation?
Yes. Yeah, well, they went to how many playoffs in a row? 25. There's got to be fatigue from that. You can't just be excellent all the time.
Well, they shot themselves in the foot. They paid way too much for Lloyd. That's what killed them.
For who?
Brandon, are you listening to all this about the Broncos? Because you need to be listening to all this about the Broncos because it applies.
What, the cap situation?
Yeah.
Well, no, just like you can't sustain that long of a run of success you just can't do it. It's impossible.
Oh, I know.
Unless you're the Patriots, it's the only thing. But
yeah, they're the outlier.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only one. Like Detroit made so many people mad when they made that trade. Like I don't understand why people, like, you want your team to be good the whole time, like forever, but you can't be irrational about the expectations of what you want from your team. I mean, there's always that hope, that outside the box thought that, they might be good this year, but thinking they might be good and knowing they're going to be good are two totally different things. If you're in Detroit, you can't know the Red Wings are going to be good for the next, 5 years? You can't know that. And you can't know the Broncos are going to be good either because there's no stability in the organization. None. People die. That's why organizations can't sustain long-term success.
Because of death?
Yeah, I wish Tom Brady would
Because
die.
of death.
He won't die because if he ever has cardiac arrest, his son will be right there to revive him.
He won't die because he's not even a human.
He is a cybernetic organism. I think he's the Demigorgon. Like, he's just so evil. I really hate him. All right, so we made it an hour. You guys were beautiful. Thank you for all your individual segments. We didn't even get to talk about baseball. How about we talk about baseball next week with JD Martinez signing with the greedy fucking Red Sox. Now let's just let I got 2 sponsors here in the group chat. Fly Latore. Let me see if I can turn you guys' mics on. You guys can ask one question, and then my kid's home. I got to help him study. So hold on one second. All right, you can speak, and then
I hope he has to make a diorama of the Mercedes-Benz dome.
He does, and with real flowing like lava coming out of it. I think let me save that. All right, so Fly Latore should be able to talk now, and then right there we go. All right, let's view channel, connect, and speak. All right, you guys there? Unmute. Oh, all right, speak now or forever hold your peace. You got a minute. Oh, can't talk? No. All right, we'll read some more group chats. Anything here? I had fun, guys. What did you guys do? Did you just jack off the whole time?
No.
Apparently, that's what's happening. All right, guys.
Oh,
there he is.
Moved over to the jerk-off portion of the show?
Yes, the
So
circle
we're at
jerk.
now?
All right, Fly. Go ahead, ask your one question. What do you got to say? You're on the air.
This is not. You think the Red Wings would trade Howard because of age, right? And anyone?
They can't really afford his cap. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The
Well,
thing
just
with
got rid of
Mrazek is, if you think about it, like they have to sign, they have
Larkin.
to sign, sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. I apologize.
Still
They have to sign
Larkin
Mark Burke. They have to
and-
sign Larkin. They have to sign Mantha, Athanasiou. Mrazek would have been gone anyway. But, he wasn't going to get value. I mean, Detroit's angry because they didn't get value. But if you think about it, Detroit, what value did he have? He's stagnant. He hasn't really done as well as people thought he did.
I mean, you have to think of it this way, too. It's conditional picks. What are the conditions?
Well, also, you have to remember that Detroit's paying half of their salary. I think it's probably a games played thing.
Yeah.
Or if he
Ken Holland
resigns.
is one of the worst GMs in this fucking league.
Have fun, Seattle.
Yeah. All right.
Seattle.
Well, Brandon, any parting shots? Anything you want to plug before you leave?
I would like to plug whatever TJ wants to plug.
All right. TJ, who muted himself before the outro. All right.
Say I'll plug his
Plug
anus
your
and he's
I'm
fine.
here. I'm here.
TJ, anything you want to plug besides Phantom, where we already gave you a plug?
Let's see. I guess Twitter
Patreon.
at TJ Carpenter Show. I tweet out a bunch of shit.
Yeah. It's a great
So-
Twitter. Yeah, follow TJ. And then Tree, what do you got?
Nothing much, really. Unfortunately, I'm just working on some. Nothing too crazy.
All right. get
Being
some
lazy.
Make the
today.
Edmonton lol cow, please.
It's coming. Don't worry. It'll hopefully be ready, not next video, but hopefully in a few.
Or another next one. I want to die because of Porzingis injury now.
You poor bastards.
Yep.
Okay. I love
All
you
right.
guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
I'm 5
Mike.
Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this stream. Thank you.